Hey everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to finally share the February book journal pages. I finally got them finished. Starting off with the really tiny books to add to the overall year page. I read 8 in February. Not as much as I usually read, but I had one book that took a long time. And I don't know, I just spent less time reading, but that's okay. So 8 books is still a great number, and I still read some really great books this month. So I am going to add to my shelf, and I was actually thinking, wait a minute, how do I add some books on the front cover where there's like a stack above my head? So I decided that I'm going to go ahead and pick my favorites of the year that will go on that shelf. I probably could have put last month's Reminders of Him from Colleen Hoover on there, but oh well, maybe I'll add that, maybe I'll fix it, maybe I won't. Okay, I did not get a fave for the gallery page, but that's okay. I'll just add it later on. Added in my 8 books. I also realized that I need to add in the genres for January. I did not add those. I also added a category, historical, since I do like to read historical. I will then go on to count up the books for February. And I just try to go with the main books that count for the category. I also added in Punk 57 and Just Haven't Met You Yet for the alphabet. Now, I know this sounds silly, but I try to leave, whatever letter I fill in for the alphabet, I just pick my favorite. Or did I really, really like that book? Then that'll be part of the alphabet challenge. I know that's silly, but, if I need to fill in extra books at the end of the year, I can do that. As you can see, I'm working on the year of smut. I have 3 books to add, 2 from this month and 1 from last month. I don't have a stamp that'll fit for the ratings, so I just kind of made a messy little stack of the stars with that little flip up that I made. The flip up is so that way you can still see what the category was. So I have queer romance. Both lead characters are people of color and set in England. All right, so for the February pages, I am opening again with the washi tape design. I'm actually sticking with the same design for the monthly opening page and all the stats page. It's going to make it easy and make it so it's easier to finish my project. And also it gives me more room to be creative and make different designs for the monthly favorite books. So of course I went with lovey-dovey colors with February pink and red. Over on the left side, I put a big stamp that said read, and since I had picked a square stamp on the right, I read past my bedtime, I found another one that says currently loving. And then around it, I'm just going to stamp some flowers and some hearts. So kind of like a block clustering. I mixed in Feature Craft and Studio Calico and Everyday Explorers stamps. So basically any and all reading stamps that I have, I mix them in to get my journal pages done. And it's fun to play with all my stamps. If they're available, I will leave the links down below. Okay, so I added in some pops of black because I felt like it needed it, especially with the 8 and February in black ink. Now I will move on to the stats page, and again, using that pink kind of polka dot washi, but this time using some black striped washi. And then again, we'll stick with different shades of pink to complete this page. I have 8 books, so it makes it easy to make 2 rows of books, and I am just excited once again, as always, to put together a review of what I have read in February. My favorites for the month was a young adult romance called Punk 57, The Last Bookshop in London, a World War II historical fiction, and also the surprise was Love List and Fancy Ships. I don't want to give too much away, but I guess from the cover, it looks like it might just be a fun, lighthearted romance. Definitely not that. It's so much more than a romance. That's like a minor aspect of the book. So, did you read any books this month that you found that were a surprise for you in a good way or a bad way? Because I did have one book that I was just like, oh, that's a bummer. Everybody loved it, but for me, it was the banter that could have been edited out. It was boyfriend material, and I really liked the story between the two men, but I did not like all the banter. I just felt like the banter was just too much and it went on for a really long time. I mean, the book is nearly 500 pages and I'm not sure if that's necessary. So I stamp my boxes for the different stats and I make them off center a little. I'll have to be, more mindful of that maybe next month and not get them so crooked, but I still love using that markup box to box in all my different stats. Also stamping some hearts and then a little sparkle. And I use the same markup stamp to make some lines for genre. And I forgot to put the lines for pages, so I will do that in a little bit. So I'm just making tons of different clusters for my stamping, and I just love it with the pink and the black. It's one of my favorite color schemes. So I have paper, and every single book I read this month was a paper. There was no Kindle books this month. I put for challenges, I had 4 books that were for a challenge, and 2 surprises as far as books. The boyfriend material, everybody liked it. I thought it was just okay, like I said. And then the love lists and fancy ships. Gonna go ahead and add in the number of pages that I read down at the bottom. Because I had forgotten it, it got a little squished. So I'll definitely be aware of that next month when I'm making the pages. Going to add in the book rating and then pick out a marker that will be, a good pink that coordinates with my spread. I am going to wind up having to switch the boyfriend material and the bookshop in London because they're in the wrong spot. I'm going to grab my daughter's iPad that we kind of share. It is a dinosaur of an iPad. But anyways, I'm going to grab that and that way I can load up Goodreads to know the dates that I read. And then in one marker, I put February and another, I write out the date. I like the difference in the inks. It makes the February kind of pop and it's similar to the black ink in the stamp ink. I don't know. It's just something quirky I like to do with my stamping and makes it a fun way to do my page. So I'm going to rip up the boyfriend material and move it over one because I kind of realized, whoops. And what I'm going to do, since the boyfriend material was only a 4-star instead of a 5-star, is I'm going to go ahead and stamp book rating on a separate piece of paper, then take out the 1 star and glue that over it. So that way that star is not filled in. Isn't that clever? I felt so clever when I came up with that. That was an easy fix for, a little mistake. So I'm almost finished with this spread and I really hope you guys have enjoyed seeing this come together. I just love making book journal pages. I have one last thing to do, which is the genres. I'm going to add in realistic, historical, romance, travel, queer, family, and World War II. So a wide range of genres. I would love to know what you guys read this month. Leave a comment in the comment section, and I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you are new to my channel. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye.